We're back again for the first edition of the new year, Sam. Happy New Year to you. How have you and the team been getting on over the last couple of days over a busy racing period?
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Hazy, and everyone out there. It has been busy. The team's sort of flat to the board. A couple of staff have sort of managed sort of either New Year's or Christmas off, and then a few have worked right through and things like that. There's obviously a lot of racing and it's an exciting time, especially leading into Karaka and things like that. So there's a lot of nice racing coming up. Obviously, Group 1 tomorrow as well. So, plenty to keep us busy and sort of all full steam ahead from here for the next couple of months, I suppose.
100%. And a few nice ones. Had a quick exhibition gallop there at Tauranga yesterday and moved to strike and captured by love.
Yeah, and at Tauranga yesterday, it was they a nice hit out, sort of keep them up to the mark. To Bravery Born, he was ready to go at Akau, and he sort of twinged a muscle. It was quite strange, really, and then he's really bounced back. And unfortunately, there's no trials available, so he's running next Sunday to try and make himself available for the Karaka Million. And move to strike. He's just sort of ticking over to those meta trials and potentially could run on Karaka Million night as well. But both worked very good and seem to have pulled up well. So yeah, two really nice horses.
Excellent. And where do we see Captured by Love again?
So she's galloping tomorrow at Tiara. So and then she'll head to the meta trials and then onto the railway where Craig Williams is booked to ride her. So gets in with a nice lightweight. Obviously, there's a bit of water to go under the bridge over the next couple of weeks. But as long as she comes up well, she's on track at the moment.
Excellent. And 5 winners over the last 3 or 4 days there. Brazen Affair at Taupo, there at Tauranga yesterday. We had Pukatera and Top Shelf, who looks a very high-class filly. And then across there at Yarra Valley over in Melbourne, Scotty's Legacy went back to almost back-to-back, has gone 1, 2, and 1. So some nice winners there. Do you want to touch on a couple of those quickly?
Yeah, Brazen Affair, it's good to see her win. She's not had a lot of luck. She was one of our first trialers as a 2-year-old. Unfortunately, it had a few wind issues and then was disappointing at New Plymouth when it rained on the day. So she showed what she's capable of with the right run. Bill gave her a lovely run. Obviously, Scotty's Legacy has been really consistent. Obviously, when she got over there, she unfortunately had a bit of a hind end injury. So the owners are being rewarded now for a lot of patience. Pukatera was very good. Still lets herself down on the barriers, but it was a really good effort to peg back the leader there. And Top Shelf, like you say, she looks top draw. Doesn't know a lot, still does a lot wrong, but a really nice staying filly going forward for the Theodore stud team. A really good ownership group there, and they've sort of got quite a good syndicate going there and some very excited owners there yesterday, and they should be. She looks like it's all ahead of her as long as she stays in one piece and has a bit of luck.
Excellent. Well, let's kick off at the races there on Saturday at Te Araha. We kick off on race number 3 where we've got Kansas Storm drawn barrier 4 with Ace Lawson Carroll on board.
Yeah, just a filly we thought was, she was propping up as a Karaka Million chance as a 2-year-old. Fortunately, just had a few little setbacks. Mentally, can sort of get quite worked up, but she seems to be going the right way. I thought her trials were good. Still wants to overdo it a touch, but we think under race day pressure now, that speed a bit quicker, she should look to settle, especially over 1100. Nice barrier draw. As long as she does everything well and handles the occasion, we think she can be right in it. Just hopefully, the manners there tomorrow. She is quite highly strung, but seems to be going the right way, and track work's been very good.
Race number 5, number 7, Lady of Court.
Yeah, down to 60 grade. We think she's a really nice chance. Thought her first up run was good with no luck, and then chopped out of it at the top of the straight there here at Meta and wasn't persevered with. So she's a lot better than her form reads. I wouldn't be surprised if she won because her track work's been very good. And she just hasn't had a lot of luck. So due some luck, and if she does get that in the right run, we think she can be in it.
The race number 7, Treaty of Paris, last seen over the hurdles down in Canterbury, and Zantabulous well on the weights with 55.5 kilos down the page.
Yeah, Treaty of Paris resuming. He's capable of a cheeky race, nice soft draw, 2 kilos off. Track work's been very good. I thought his trials have been good as well. So capable of showing some treat. And Zantabulous, another one that form reads, not that flash. She's just had a few issues. We think we're on top of them now. Work's been good. Probably look to be a bit more neutral this time around and probably ride her a little bit colder. And if she performed up to her best, she's more than capable. Quite a tidy little even field there, but two nice enough chances.
And race number 8 there, wrapping up the card, Balance of Power, draws number 10.
Yeah, up to a mile really suits him. Unfortunately, he'll probably have to go back from the barrier as well. But up to the mile suits. First up run was good here at Metameta. And on his day, he's a talented galloper. As a 2-year-old, he was sort of up with the best of them there. So we're looking forward to getting him up in trip this time around. But this mile race looks really nicely suited to him.
And 3 runners take their place down the line there at Trentham, kicking off in race number 5, the Group 3 Ridges Wellington Airport Far Lap Trophy, open handicap 1,600 metres, My Lips Are Sealed and Taliska.
Yeah, 2 really nice chances. It just sort of depends what the weather does. The forecast is not flash, but it sort of keeps improving. So, look, if it's a dry track, we think Taliska's probably the most suited runner. Drawn barrier 1, he's got a good positive racing style. It looks like a really nice race for him at the weights. But look, just with the forecast, it probably suits My Lips Are Sealed. Barrier 6, she's normally ridden a bit neutral. She loves the sting out of the track, and in really good form. We thought ran really well here in the Metameta Cup. Was probably just a bit firm for her. She never really sort of let go. So with the sting out, nice lightweight, we think she's probably the pick of them on the weather forecast.
Excellent. Race number 7 there, the Group 1 TAB Telegraph, weight for age 1,200 metres. Skew Whiff has been trialling well going into this Group 1 assignment. Sam, how is she going to cope with the forecasted conditions?
Yeah, I think if it stays in the soft range, it probably suits her. And if it gets to quite testing, it probably brings a couple of the other ones into it. She'll get through it, but probably a couple of the other ones are probably a bit more suited. But look, she's a gutsy mare. She's not overly big, but tries her heart out. She seems to be coming out really well this time around. Opie and Dan, who are doing a lot of work with her, say she's absolutely flying. She's full of herself. She's never probably looked better in the coach. She's always, even when she won that Group 1, she looked very woolly and a little bit rough, but seems to be coming up super this time around following the freshen up. The trial, especially at Metameta, was very good, and she seems to be absolutely humming here at home. So, yeah, it's going to shape up. It's a very interesting race. On paper, the form lines are sort of hard to sort of marry up a bit. It's a bit all over the show, and it can be quite a muddly run race sometimes. That Telegraph, it can get a little bit messy. But happy to have Luke Curry aboard. Barrier 4. So if she gets the right run, and I say if it's not too testing and the track sort of doesn't trip out down on the inside there, we think she's a really, really good winning chance.
Excellent. And over to Stony Creek, there's one running in for the Australian camp over there in Long Cross in race number 4. Do you know much about this one, Sam?
Yeah, well, he obviously transferred over from a Sydney trainer there. They hadn't had him long. He looked ready to win first up. He just sort of did a little bit wrong. So I think the team are really happy with how he's trained on. Looks a really nice race for him. So certainly gets his chance, and by all accounts, his track work's been good leading in. So with a bit more ring craft, and obviously that race day start under his belt, confident in an improved performance.
Excellent. Well, that wraps up the runners for the weekend, Sam. Where are we going for our best bet for the week? We haven't had you for a while.
Oh, yeah, it is a tough one. It's a some really good even fields, and sort of hard to read the weather. So I'm gonna stick with Skewiff. I think she's in fantastic form. Like I say, it's a Group 1 field, quality field. You need a bit of luck, but good Group 1 Australian jockey on. She seems to be really well here at home. So fingers crossed for her.
Excellent. There you go. Skew Whiff there in the Group 1 Telegraph there at Trentham on Saturday. Of course, we've got the Magic Million sale next week from the 7th to the 13th of January, where the team will be active. Obviously, the team's been very successful over the years there with Return to Conquer, and obviously Imperatriz as well coming out of that sale. So keep an eye out on the website over the next couple of weeks as those yearlings get put onto the site. And then we're back at Trentham again for another Group 1 day there the following week as well. So plenty to look forward to, Sam, and hopefully we can find some winners.
Oh, for sure. Like that, Mark and Reese are over there, and Dave's just about to head over to Magic Millions. And just speaking to Mark this morning, he's been there a day, and he just said, the quality is just unbelievable. And the horses, obviously, it's proven, the horses that have come out of that sale. So yeah, like you say, plenty to look forward to. Some nice racing coming up. So yeah, a very exciting time for the stable and everyone involved.
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time again today, Sam, and good luck for the weekend.
Awesome. Cheers, Hazy. Thank you.